at least when I think about it, you can't really have a life dedicated to success and a life dedicated to women. They are completely opposite of each other. When you think about satisfying the needs of girls, of women, and playing along with their game, especially for young girls, if you're trying to maximize your life around getting as much young girls as you can or as you want, and then it's going to lead to a life of a lot of unproductivity, especially if you're young and you're using the energy for girls. It's going to lead to a life of unproductivity, of life of no direction. Think about what things girls like. Think about the stuff that young chicks, young attractive girls like. They like very things that are trendy. They'll jump on one trend and then they'll make their lifestyle about one trend. And in another 2 years, 1 year, they can drop all their complete lifestyle, all their philosophy for another trend that pops up, just because it's trendy. It's what's socially praised, and socially they will jump on anything that's socially praised, socially acceptable, in a matter of seconds, and drop their entire past philosophy just because it wasn't trendy. Playing in those kinds of games and having to almost, and a lot of times, a lot of the times, you kind of have to be tolerate and somewhat like their trends that they're in, and kind of be in the trend that they're in. If they're in a trend of if there's 2 years of them trendy liking some men that are hard over aggressive, then you have to play that game of being hard over aggressive, even if it takes you to jail. And then if the 2 years after that they go into like some weird gay tranny maxing guys that wear that like act bisexual, then you have, and then to get the maximized amount of girls, you have to kind of jump on that train of being that, even though it's completely switched. You have to jump on that new train and almost be the men that are going to get the most women are going to be the guys that adopt that trend like 200%. So the games that you have to play and be, and in the app, like what's the newest app, you have to be involved in these apps 200%, not 100%, 200% with the crowd. So, and to be involved with these kinds of trends and constantly being, honestly, playing their game, they're setting the game, they're following the game, or whoever's setting it up is the ties at the top, the media, all of those guys, or whatever app owners. But anyways, so you have to follow this stuff, and you have to put all your energy into following such things, and energy into playing along with the games of young girls. And if you think about it, all that energy you have at a young age, in the end of the day, is kind of better invested elsewhere. It's better invested in your life path, your life goals, your hobbies, what you really care about, what you really think about, your things, your philosophies you're really concerned about. Because if the following those games of young girls is just going to lead to a life of just a hamster wheel cycle where there is no way to win permanently. You're always going to be following something new, always going to be constantly looking to win at a game where you don't win. And I guess it's not more like just a suggestion. It's more like you can't chase success and chase women. They're complete opposite of each other. If you chase success, every guy that's chased success out there that's preaching to you, on YouTube, these red pill guys that supposedly did have an actual success, not a fully about women PUA. I mean, like some guys that literally have done the whole true success route, or maybe CEOs out there that you see are maybe Looksmax now. All of them have had a nerd phase. All of them have had a invest in myself phase. All of them have had a really introverted nerd discover, invent something phase where they didn't care about girls. They cared about their craft, and that was it. They cared about their craft, and they became the nerdiest nerd about their craft there could ever be. Look at Jeff Bezos before. He was bald with hairs pulling out, and then just complete like incel looking. Look at Elon Musk. He also was bald and he also was ugly. Um, and then I'm not saying they're pretty guys now, but they've got a hair transplant. Jeff Bezos got steroids. Um, there's many. I'm forgetting now, but there's plenty of guys who yeah, are successful later on. Women will respect a successful guy if he's 30, if he's around late 30s or early 40s. They won't respect a successful guy if he's a young dude, they don't care how successful, unless he's like a billionaire, of course. But like your average successful guy doesn't mean much if he's young. But what I'm trying to say, all these successful guys have had to have a nerd route where they perfected their craft and they did not care about girls. You can't have a phase where you're, I know there's some cases, but for the most part, you can't have a phase where you're chasing success and you're chasing girls. They're complete opposites. Every guy, for the most part, that chases girls I've seen has ended up to a point where they're spending like 30 minutes to an hour on what text they should send, or what snap or what story they're doing to maximize that, and they get this girl and that girl. And I know like 2 or 3 guys that are coming to me now, like they're 29, 28. This other guy's like 31, and I knew them like some years ago, and they were just not they were not mature. They had the Charger, the Challenger, you name it. They had paying the card. They had, they were just party maxing and all these things, party maxing, car maxing, credit card maxing, travel, whatever, And meanwhile, they had no financial kind of or career kind of investment in themselves at all, like nothing. And then they're coming to me like all of a sudden because they know I got a little bit of money, and they're just, oh hey, what's up? Let's invest together. Or let's do something. Or they're trying to pick their pace up now. And they're trying to pick the pace up now. And it would have been nice if maybe they could have been doing it at the same time. But it is hard. It is hard. You can't really chase women and chase success at the same time. You kind of have to divide your years almost. You're gonna have to divide your years in your life and say, these years I'm gonna be into this, and then these years I'm gonna do that. Preferably your social maxing years, I think, should probably end in college, be around college, but it's hard. Every guy has their own different route. Every guy has their own different route, but I guess the main point I'm trying to say is, they're complete opposites. Opposite, because when you're chasing success, you're chasing efficiency. You're chasing efficiency. You're chasing things that don't waste your time. And girls are the complete opposite of that. Girls waste time. Girls are naturally inefficient. Girls are, they're not meant for efficient production. That's just not how they are, especially if you give into their games, or you play into these games, especially of young women, at least, is what I'm saying. So yeah, that's just my main point. Yeah, hopefully that made sense.